Hello. I hope people can hear me. If you can see me or hear me, let me know in the chat that you're able to hear me. I have another test that I need to do before I get started. So once I see that there's a few people that can see and hear me, and I can confirm that that is good, then I'm going to test the other thing. So I am waiting for people to join me. If you're just joining me, what's going on right now? We are free writing today, and if you are not sure what free writing is, there's a great uh, video that explains that. Um, okay, um, you can go check out the video that explains what free writing is and how to do it. I'll explain it a little bit in this chat as we go along, so it won't be like you have to go and watch. Um, but yeah, okay. Well, I'm looking forward to doing this with you guys. Let's just go back a bit. So for people who are new or confused and don't understand what free writing is, free writing is one of the best ways to share and express yourself through writing. I use it a lot with my students to help them find their voice. One of the key reasons I do free writing all the time is sometimes I do it for my own self. It helps me to process thoughts that I'm having, and helps me to like kind of get through sometimes even in a therapy way, helps me to like just improve my own mood, gets me to write. So anyway, I hope that helps for you. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. All right, so for this free write, I'm actually not going to write a prompt. Sometimes I'll put a prompt, and the prompt is there to help people to write if they don't know what to write. So if this works, my little test here today, if this works, then that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna share a screen here. So I'm sharing it from a what do you want to call this? It's like stock audio site that I pay for my videos when I create videos on my other channels. And so I've got some songs set aside. I'm just going to press play on these. Tell me if you can hear the quality of the music, if it's coming through clear or not. If it's not, I'll see if there's another way, but I'm going to try this. Tell me what happens when I press play. Is that coming through clear? What happened to my chat bar? It just disappeared. There. Okay, so that was the test. You hear nothing. I don't know how to make that music come through. Okay. Let me see if there's a way. Hey. Let me go a little bit further in the music and tell me if you can hear there. Again, this is a test. Here we go. How's the sound? I can see it's picking. My microphone is picking up a little bit of the music, but it's not coming through. Okay, so not to worry. So then what I can do, I'm going to do an audio capture, audio input. Capture. I think I have an idea here. Let's just. Okay. Nope, that's not going to work. We'll try. Thanks for your patience, guys. I've got an idea that'll work. Audio input capture. Okay. Speaker. Okay, I don't know if that makes any difference at all. Is the sound a little bit weird? I'm going to try playing the music. Tell me if that's improvement, or if it's worse, I'll take it out and we'll just go. I'll move my microphone over to my speakers and it'll pick it up. But tell me if this is an improvement or not. I'm going to press play. It's a 30-second delay, so. Sounds good. Okay. That was all I needed to hear. Okay, well, that's exciting. All right, so let's get back into it then. Yeah. Okay. So here's what the plan is, folks. Here's what we're going to do. If you've never done any free writing before, there's really only a couple of rules. Okay. The first rule, one of the most important rules, is that most important rule, don't think. While you're writing, try not to be thinking about what to write. Okay. And that's partly why I'm choosing music for this. It's a variety of music. I'm a sucker for choral music, choral music, which means like beautiful voices singing. I know some people are saying it sounds like Lord of the Rings music. I guess it does. Maybe I'm biased towards that kind of music, but I really like that music, and it's inspirational. I'm choosing it mostly because it's inspirational music, and I think it will help to inspire you to write some pretty cool stuff. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you write and what I write. So like I say, first rule is don't think. Try not to think about anything. Now, with this one, the music may inspire you to think, and that's okay. If the music puts thoughts in your minds, or if you want to comment about the music, maybe that's a good place to allow your brain to go. And that's totally fine. If at the end of this free write, the only thing you write about is what you think of the music, that's a good place to start. I would say try and push yourself beyond just simply then just giving like a review of the music. All right. I want you to think about how can I write what I'm thinking, part of the deeper thoughts. As you start to write, maybe you start with, oh, I like this music. It reminds me of Lord of the Rings or whatever. But you'll find as you keep writing, as you keep going, it'll branch out. It'll actually turn into something even more interesting. So just let your mind go there. So my main three rules are, don't think, just keep writing. Don't stop. Don't cross anything out. Don't edit. Don't fix anything. You don't worry about your mistakes. It's not about making mistakes, or it's about forgetting and letting go. And then lastly, just let go of trying to be in control of it. In fact, it's good to let that just go. My voice sounds kind of weird. Maybe that's because I've got two mics going here. I'll mute the one and then keep the other one on. Maybe that's better. What I'll do for the writing part is I'll move this microphone to my speakers, and hopefully that makes the sound of it a little clearer, a little bit easier to understand. Okay, so those are the three rules. Now we're going to write for about 10 minutes. I've got about 10 minutes worth of music that's going to play in the background. As that music plays, feel inspired to write whatever whatever comes up. If you have a thought you want to do or share, write it down. Afterwards, just to give you a heads up, I may share. We'll see. I may share my screen. I've got it ready to share of what I've written. Okay, or if it's too personal, sometimes free writes can be very personal. If it's too personal, I might just give you like a line from the free write or tell you about it. Okay, and then that'll open it up to you guys to be able to share. And if you're writing on a keyboard kind of a thing, right? You're typing, you'll be able to cut and paste what you've written. If you are writing with a piece of paper, that's going to be harder, but you can maybe type in what you wrote afterwards if you have something to share. Nobody has to share. It's the other thing. It's not required to share part of your free write, but it is always fun if people want to share a line or two of what they wrote. Okay. Are we clear? Let's be clear. I want to make sure if you have a question before we start, what you're supposed to do, how this goes. I want people to be totally, ready so they don't feel like there's too much going on. Okay, if you feel ready, then that means you've got a piece of paper, you've got a pen in your hand, or you've got a laptop or a computer or a keyboard or even a typewriter. One of these weeks, I'm going to do this all on a typewriter, just because I like typing so much on a typewriter. It's so much more enjoyable on a typewriter. But if that's, whatever you feel like using, go ahead and use that. And I'm ready to go if you're ready to go. I don't see any questions coming up, so that's a good sign. During the free write, I won't be answering any questions. And I know for people, if people pop into the chat and they're like, what's going on? How come? I won't be able to respond to those, but afterwards I'll try and respond if I can. Okay, I'm gonna move my mic down over here. I'm gonna get ready to start typing. And it's time to get started. Here we go. Finish the sentence you're typing now. Okay, finish that sentence that you're typing now, and I'm going to just close some of these windows. So if you were typing, if you were handwriting, the number of words, it's not that important, but it kind of is an indication of whether you're being successful or not. I think one of the keys to success for me is in about 10 minutes, I can put out about a half a page of typing of like what size font is 11-point font. Yeah, I'll get a full half page done in 10 minutes. So that's one indication of success. If you're writing it by hand with a pen and pencil, you'll probably get like a full page to a page and a little bit, depending on how big your handwriting is. Okay. While we're waiting, because I know that I don't know, actually I have no idea. I'm broadcasting from a different spot today, so I don't see the number of people in the chat. But if you are still here, if you're still hanging out and you made it this far, the next step is to do the following. I want you to go through what you've written. Okay, I want you to take some time to read it, and read it to yourself, not out loud to others. I want you to read through your words. And I want you to notice some things in your reading, okay? I often find things that I didn't realize that I wrote. I don't know, sometimes I get surprised by what I write after doing a free write. So I want you to take the time to read through what you wrote, and then just notice stuff that maybe you might be surprised by, okay, as you read through it. I'm going to do that now for mine. I want you to take that time for yourself. We'll take about 1 minute to read through our writing. Here we go. Cool. If you're able to, if you've made it through your writing, if you're able to, see if you can highlight certain words or things that you kind of you think stand out to you. I'm going to do that for a couple of mine. Where's the highlighter? Here, let's just do this. So I'm going to say this right at the outset. Like, just where my mind is at right now, yeah, there's no way I'm going to share the entire Freewrite that I just wrote. It did become quite personal, and I realized that I you know, this is good for me to model this, because you don't always have to share what you wrote. In fact, it's a very private thing. I don't let anyone read my Freewrites unless I think, you know, maybe it might help. Mostly, I think a Freewrite is helpful for myself when I do it. And anyway, so I'm going to share. I have one line that I'm willing to share. Well, it's a couple of lines that I've highlighted. So I will share that. As you're listening to what I've shared, there's no way to like if I were teaching this in a classroom, we'd all snap after somebody shared, because just instead of clapping feels like this very I don't know, it doesn't have the same effect. So I'd have my students snap. You can respond however you want after I've shared, and then if anyone else wants to share after I've shared, we'll respond to that too. All right, here goes. Here's the line that I'm going to share with you. I still need to keep my distance from the others that are flying. Don't want to stand out or become just another plane. I want to be a bird that soars and sees the things that need to be seen. I'm floating. I'm alive. I'm doing better. And I have more things to chew on now that I know that I can fly whenever I am drowning. There we go. I have no idea if anyone's in the chat any longer. Maybe they all left. Maybe they all went home. Wouldn't be surprised to see that everyone left. All right. So if you're still here, and if you are able to, if you feel like it, I would love to hear a few people just share a line from what they wrote. I don't need to see the entire thing. I think, you know, like I say, it can sometimes be very personal. Okay, there are some people here still. That's good. Excellent. If you have a line, cut and paste it into the chat for us to read, and we'll talk about what you wrote. Yeah, something that stands out from your writing, even just a line. I will say this. That line that I just shared with you guys. Hang on, where are these lines on my screen? Okay, there. That line that I just shared with you came at the very end of my writing. And what I've noticed is when I write, sometimes if I get to the end of my writing, it ends up being, that's my best stuff, is the stuff at the very, very end of my writing. Okay, Axoflame said, I like music. Is that something you wrote? You wrote, I like music. Okay, it's a good start. Good place to begin. Thank you for sharing that. Does anyone have a line from stuff that they wrote I mean, I know that's a line from what you wrote, and thank you for sharing it. Yeah, are there anyone else have a little bit from their writing that we can all share and comment on? And it's fine. As far as I can tell, there's only 2 people in this in this chat anyways. Oh, okay. It's Grayson and Jackson. Oh, okay. Well, thank you guys for being my only fans. Sorry, that came out wrong. My my supporters. uh, will yeah. If you guys, if maybe today's not a good day to share something, and that's okay. That's totally fine. I'll just end it there. But that, I think it's key to be willing to share sometimes, even if it's just a word or a phrase from what you wrote. I am going to give. Oh, Maddie's there too. Okay, good. That's good to hear. I'm going to give you guys one more chance. If you guys have a line you want to include or write into the chat so that we can see it, I'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to see what you wrote. I'll give you just a minute. Yeah, no pressure. No pressure. Okay, so I'm going to just assume that maybe this week isn't a week to share, and that's okay. If you do feel like sharing in an upcoming Freewrite, feel free to share. It is helpful. It does help to like put some of your words out there and get some feedback on how it sounds. I think that's important. All right. Well, thank you guys. I'm so glad you guys joined me for this. This makes, so this is two people in this this what am I trying to say here? Live stream. Last week we had one. We got two this week. That means we might get three next week, and it'll be a success. All right. Thank you everyone for joining me on this Freewrite. I hope you enjoyed the music. Hope you enjoyed the experience. Hope you love writing. Writing is a great way to express yourself, and I encourage you to keep doing it, especially when you feel down or you're not having a great day. Just pull out some paper and write. It really helps. Okay, thanks everybody.